everybody, and welcome back to From Guiseley to Greatness. If you joined us last time, I can't remember what happened, but basically I've got something on my mind first. Is I'm going to have to leave off the intros, because when I last did it, when I first started using OBS, it was in a different format. I figured out I'd change the format so I can edit it, but for some reason when I edit it, it knocks it down to 480p again, and the file size is drastically a lot lower, which is fine. It means I can upload a lot quicker. In terms of when you set it to upload, it will only take about a couple of minutes, but unfortunately it's no good if it's only going to be 480p. So for now I had to re-upload it again yesterday, just without the intros and that, because I've had to edit using the Windows Video Maker, I think it's called, and for some reason, like I say, I think it compresses it somehow, but also you lose your quality. So until I look into that properly, which unfortunately I won't have time until probably the next 5 days. Yeah, the next 5 days I'll be finishing my current job and starting a new job. You see. So anyway, into the game. So schedule. Yes, we played Crewe Alexander last time. We lost 2-1. A little bit unfortunate. However, we did beat Workington in the FA Trophy first round. Torquay we beat 1-0 in a very tight affair. 2-1 Wrexham, and Braintree we drew 1-all. And I've just realised I need to show you the goals. We've got Bristol Rovers today. As you can see here, Fusco and Della Valle with the goals. Fielder, what I would consider a weakened team, with the exception of the likes of Niambi. You'll soon see. This is what happened. Denton found Walker. Right, volume is well down to highlight for me. Right, Denton now to Nugent. That's Walker, who managed to swing in a decent ball, and Fusco was there near post. Good finish. As you can see over here, we had a lot more shots, a lot more possession. Workington in the division below, so it was not unexpected to win this game. Should have been a hell of a lot more comfortable though, because it was 1-0 for long spells. They did have one clear-cut chance, which I believe Sam Johnson saved, and then that was a good goal from Della Valle after coming off the bench only 7 minutes later. And that was the Workington game. And moving on to the Torquay game, which, like I said, was a tough game. It was a very tight affair, as you can see here, very even stats. And it took a very, well, not very late, but a late goal from Jonathan Fusco. He came off the bench to replace Jonathan Margits. Della Valle moved across into the poacher role, and Jonathan Fusco went to the advanced playmaker role, and this is the result of it. Love got it here. Nice little bit of intricate passing in between while here. And he found Della Valle, great bit of passing, and Fusco there, back post, smashed it into the middle of the net. And that proved to be the decisive goal. And Torquay, I think, were third or fourth at the time. So that was a good game to win. You know, you look at the table after the next two games. Wrexham, another tough game. Wrexham had just sacked their manager. In fact, it's worth noting, before this game, they offered me a interview, and I obviously declined it because it's from Guiseley to Greatness, not from Wrexham to Greatness. Could have been from Wrexham to Wonderland, I don't know. But here are the goals. Andrew scored his first free kick, and more free kick it was in off the bar. Not entirely sure what the keeper was doing, fapping more than a 10 to the gale. But we didn't care because it put us 1-0. But as you can see, Wrexham all over us in terms of chances, and we did well really. We went 2-0 up. It was an own goal from Howlett Mundell, which was a bit of a shame for him. But again, 2-0, making it a little bit more, tolerable at how Paul was doing. I mean, theoretically, Niambi played really well. Obviously, Danny Andrew helped by his goal, and also Johnson got a 7. But this is how it happened. It got cleared away, straight to Fernandez's face. Bristol picked it up on the right hand side. He knocked it back to Smith. Played a long ball over the top. Malt was there in behind. McConnell a bit out of position there. And then Thomas went in the header at the back post. Pretty much unmarked as well. Niambi probably would have had a better overall rating as well if it wasn't for that as well. But we held firm, drastically lowered the tempo and retained possession and short passing just to try and slow the game down. And it seemed to pay dividends. Yeah. Bit of tiredness, I think, for the next game. Yeah, 2 days later, because obviously that Wrexham game was at Boxing Day. Braintree, however, was 2 days later, and we had to change the team quite considerably. And we struggled. We really struggled. And these were 21st out of 24, which I found a bit bizarre. So as you can see, we had we put Charlie Scott and Jack Van in the middle again. We had Andy Nugent playing again. It's worth noting we've actually lost Thomas again for 6 to 7 week, which is a real pain in the dick. Jack Compton meant that he came in because Thomas was... Come on. Sorry, not Thomas. Walker was a bit tired. He was on like 84%, so I had no choice but to leave him off and put Jack Compton in. I showed a little bit of faith in him. He didn't play terrible. He got 6.7. Marcus Wood hit a bit of poor form. But anyway, we'll go into the goals, and I'll have a look at the recent attributes on that. We did dominate the game, but one chance was all it took for them to score. And you'll see the goals now. Wiston played it wide to Isaac, and chipped it wide, and Akintunde, I thought, he's just beaten Van in the air. He must be decent. Well, apparently it must have been Nugent because he's holding his hands. Holding his head in his hands. But, Van did play well, and so did Nugent, and so did Diambi, with Scotland apparently let us down. But Dalla Valle was there, on point, moving over to the poacher role after Fusco came on, and he scored pretty much instantly. But there wasn't another highlight after that, which was a real shame. And that ended our winning record. We had 7 wins in a row. But we're still undefeated, so I can't complain too much. If we go back now, you can see we've got Bristol Rovers, which was only 3 years after the Braintree game. And it's the day before New Year's Day, which means it's the last day before the transfer window opens. Worth noting, Gibbons will not be able to play against Accrington, so it's more likely going to be Greg Ollie playing today. Gibbons today and Ollie against Accrington. Other things we need to make a note of. Lynch complained he wasn't getting much football, so I've offered him out, and it looks like he's wanted by Notts County of all teams. If they're gonna offer us 22 grand, I'll snap my hands off. But I've said any price. But yeah, something about Guiseley goalkeepers in League One just seems to go hand in hand. Billy Sitson already tried offering out, but no avail. Alex Johnson started saying he's complaining. As I said before, Luke Thomas is injured for 5 to 6 weeks now, sports hernia. Colin Phillips is out for 3 months, torn hamstring. Just wondering whether to just terminate his non-playing contract, because he's not really going to be doing much for us anyway. But this transfer window, I'm probably going to look to ship out quite a few players to try and clear some wages space. And maybe try and get another left midfielder. I'm hopefully going to get rid of Jack Compton as well and replace him with someone better. But we'll see. But going into today's game against Bristol Rovers, we are away from home. Nugent is definitely not going to be playing. Let's try and hold it down and use my mouse wheel at the same time. Do 7 men can't multitask. Shafu! So yeah, obviously it was a game not long ago. So we are going to be playing with McConnell there and Ihikwe. So in place of Scott, our better defenders, you'd argue. Greg Ollie, I'm sorry mate, but Gibbons is going to have to play this game because he can't play the next, so you can play the next. At least that's something you can guarantee yourself. Della Valle is having a few fitness issues for some reason. Even though his stamina and natural fitness are really high, it's probably because he's not quite match fit. Yeah, 74% match fit, that's probably why. But saying that, it is only 3 days ago, but it's just like other players, obviously, they're showing a lot more fitness. Ihikwe is actually not fully fit. Charlie Scott is actually fitter than him, which I find very bizarre. So he's going to actually play instead of Ihikwe. Anything else to change? Reece Turner's back from injury. You remember him from the beginning of the season when he was scoring goals like fun? That doesn't even make sense. Scoring goals for fun. I'm getting him currently on the way back in terms of match fitness before I even try and include him. Because obviously he's not going to be as good as the Margits and Fusco and the Dalla Valle. And to be fair, probably not even better than Kashim Morton. However, I mean, if I go to Reece Turner and go to his reports, it doesn't say he's got problems with injury, he's just been a bit unlucky. So I might be inclined to keep him and get rid of Kashim Morton, because Kashim Morton's on £425 a week, which is quite expensive for someone who's not even playing. And to be fair, at the beginning of the season, his potential was a lot higher than that. So I'm a bit disappointed. But going into this game, we've got Jack Compton playing or Tom Walker. We're probably going to go for Jack Compton. I'd rather have Tom Walker playing for the more important game against Accrington. Would you say more important? I wouldn't say it's more important actually. You know what? Yeah, get in there, Tom. Have yourself a good game. Archie Love is going to come out for jack of all trades Tyler Denton, who can play both positions quite well actually. He played quite well in that game, not the last game, the game before, in a deep line playmaker role. He got 7.2, but Marcus Wood, 5.7, 6.2. He's not having the best run of form. Last 5 games, he's not been playing particularly well. So we're going to get into the game. Don't think there's anything else I need to point out apart from the Bristol Rovers key players and that. Key players Ryan East, who's a centre midfielder who does actually look quite decent. Not the bravest. His technical stats for his passing and that and long shots are pretty good. His finishing's not the best, but you know, decent all-round player. He's not good in the air, but we'll hopefully try and like sort him out basically. The captain is Tom Parks. Centre back, not as good as some I've seen. The Grimsby players, if I remember rightly, Grimsby defenders, they seem to be a lot stronger, and we've beaten them. So I need another. The two centre backs seem to be the leaders, if you like. And then Tammy Abraham, remember him from before, light lightning, decent finishing. Technique's on his 6, which probably lets him down a little bit. But yeah, we've got to be wary of his pace, which is probably a good thing that the Paul Scott is playing, because he's got 14 pace, which isn't bad at all. Their form isn't that great as well. If you just see they've drawn the last 3 games, but they are at home, so they're not to be sniffed at. We've got a decent bench on us with Larry Delavallet, so let's see what we can do. Like I say, fitness shouldn't be an issue for half of the team at least. As you can see here, Chester 10 points behind us at the minute. Bournemouth could be 11 points behind. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. Torquay look still up there third after their narrow defeat to us, but it's looking promising at the minute. Only 3 losses all season so far. Let us do that and then let's get into the game. We're the favourites here. Impress me, because I'm Shania Twain. Let's get as many greens as possible. It looks like we're not going to get any, apart from there's 2 strikers, which are arguably the most important ones. Obviously defensive ones as well, but usually if there's a long ball played over the top by a defender and one of the strikers gets on the end of it, then usually laughing. Johnson, you could have picked that up. I apologise, I've just woke up not long ago. Still got problems with my car. This is the day after the last video. My car's still at the garage because they ordered the wrong part, which means I'm without a card again, which means that I'm probably going to have to get the peasant wagon, i.e. the bus, or I get a taxi, which is a real pain in the ass. I haven't been on a peasant wagon for about 7 years, which is a bit of a pain. But yes, I digress. We're going away from the game. So Johnson throws it out wide to Niambi. Nice first touch. Knocks it down the line to Gibbons. Gibbons now lays it inside for Denton, but he sprays it wide left to Walker, who's in the supporting role. Swings it into decent ball. Marget's head's just wide of the corner part of the goal. The cross thing, I can't remember. He's got a name, but he just eludes me right now. Wood, nice interception to find Gibbons on this right hand side. I don't know why I said this right side, because it's the far side. Denton picks it up and strikes it well. It deflects into the grateful clutches of Guthrie's hands. And Bristol Rovers goal. Good block again from Denton. Now it's East. He plays it forward to Bunny. He hops backwards and then knocks it back to Williams. That's a terrible pun, I acknowledge that. East now, holding up the ball well, finds Buxton. He's closed down well by Andrew. He's still closed down well by Andrew. Gets it again. Dabo, this right hand side. He finds Bunny inside. It looks like it's a good bit of possession, this, and the strike is there from East, but it's way wide. Dabo with the throw to Williams on his right hand side. Scott heads away on as far as East. East is in pursuit from... Is that Wood? Yeah, Wood. Wood needed. Wood gets it and chips it forward with a decent ball to Fusco. He's got options to the right. Denton plays it over the top, straight to Sullivan's chest. But O'Connor does well to bring that down. Find Walker. Now Denton inside. Back it goes to Andrew. Chips forward towards Sullivan, but it's headed away by Sullivan. And Guiseley can get it forward again with Wood finding Fusco. Back it goes to Denton. Neat little pass to Margits, who can. Oh, he gets round his man and shoots. Oh, it's a terrible effort. Sullivan completely done by Margits. And for some reason, again, he needs to be calmed down. No pressure. Come on, Scott. You're trying to get a new contract, aren't you? And all you're doing is what if I mess up? Nice one, Scott. Just chips it long downfield. Actually, into the opposition penalty area. Gucci plays a long kick forward, straight to Denton, brings it down well, finds Wood. First time pass to Margits is a decent one. He sprays it wide to Walker, can now find Andrew, who's in a really good advanced position. He finds Margits, who volleys it, and Denton, after the block is made, follows up with a strike that goes way over the bar. Denton. Lovely pass out wide to Walker, he's good at them. Bit of indifferent control, but crosses in. It's literally been tipped over the bar by Gucci because it was cross going straight in. Gibbons now crosses in. It's cleared away by East. And Bunny's in behind here. Connell having to hold him up. Hasn't quite tackled him yet. Still going is Bunny. He's got options behind him, which he finds in Darbo. East heads wide. I'm not surprised with his three-headed. I'm surprised he even won the header at all. There's a free kick now. Walker crosses in. It's headed away by Scott. Comes to Denton. Heads at goal. But it's a tame effort straight at Guthrie. An even game. Guys, they obviously edging it on chances. But there haven't been any real meaningful chances. And Wood going off injured is quite concerning. It means Denton's going to have to drop to a deep line playmaker role. And it means that Archie Love is going to come on. Who's not 100% fit. But he can do a job in the box-to-box midfield role alongside Denton. Denton is actually, I can't believe I've overseen it. I mean, I always thought because his fitness was okay. I thought, as in like his stamina, I'll play him in the box-to-box. Here comes Walker now, this left-hand side, finds Love. Deep ball into Margits. Can he find Fusco? He can. Fusco in behind and he's held up well. He's hit the post. And Darbo clears away. Good play once again. As we wait for another highlight. Another tough game this. As Darbo lines up the free kick and plays it shot to Howells. And now Darbo again. Manages to find Bunny. Great save from Johnson with his outstretched leg. Margits gets it now. Great save at the end there from Sam Johnson to prevent Guiseley from going 1-0 down. We can still win this. They are terrible. They're not that terrible, to be fair, but they're doing quite well as well. But you know, we're not doing terrible. There's no really low ratings. Jordan Gibbons will be a 6.5, but I'd rather leave him on all game because I can't play him in the next game. Scott now. Long ball chip forward towards Fusco. It's headed away by Parks. Wolf finds Walker. He's got an overlapping run from Danny Andrew. My brain just went somewhere. Went for a jog. Connor Chaplin. 60 minutes passes, so we are going to make a change. It's going to be Jack Compton, I think, for Tom Walker. Yeah, we'll leave Tyler Denton on. It's a risk, but never mind. Maybe should have made a change up front, but never mind. Margits having a bit of a dry spell, but here's a throw for Bristol Rovers. Howells finds Peters. It's blocked as the cross, but only comes out as far as Lockyer. Buxton heads down, and Abraham is there, and it's 1-0 to Bristol Rovers. But he's offside. I didn't even see that. Fail by GW in the commentary rankings. Don't even know where's the rankings, but anyway. Other end now. Then Andrew takes a short free kick to Love. He finds Compton on this left-hand side. On the left-hand side, should I say. 70 minutes passes. There's another free kick. Danny Andrews scored from the last one. Well, not the last one, in the last game. Danny Andrews again, another free kick. Finds Niambi. That's a decent ball. Parks heads away. Only as far as Gibbons. Can he get a goal just before he has a game off? Seems not, but Laurie Della Valle is going to come on for Fusco. Hopefully he can be the game changer, like Tammy Abraham nearly was for them. Because the bunny has gone off. He's hopped off with an injury. Boom. Defenders doing quite well. Charlie Scott a bit concerned. He's on 61%. And there's still 15 minutes to play. But the defence all playing well. It's just the strikers. And they're all looking nervous for some reason. Abbott. Dr. Lockyer. Chaplin. Strikes it well. Sam Johnson possibly didn't need to make the challenge. But he did. Has to be quick. Can't see what's happening. Foul from Tom Parks. Let's just confirm. We need a chance. You know what? 0-0, although it ruins like the goal scoring record where we score pretty much every single game. It's not a bad result away from home against one of the favourites. You know, we're still going to be a good 8 or 10 points ahead of everyone else. So I would probably take this result. It's a bit concerning. Since Thomas goes off injured, we seem to struggle again. Even Gibbons can't sort it out. Looking out with it. One last push, perhaps. Abraham. There's a full-time whistle. 0-0. Margaret should have maybe done better with that chance, but not a bad result, to be fair. We played quite well. A couple of players didn't really perform to their potential, but you know, we can't always get a good performance week in, week out. That does leave us at 8 points clear of Chester. Yeah, Sam Johnson, the man of the match. I'm not entirely sure why. Because their guy had to make 5 saves, but our guy had to make 4. But he did have that one brilliant save, I suppose. That's probably why. He did actually get beaten as well with a offside goal. Here comes Dave Wesley with another decent performance. Doesn't seem to be showing any improvement. I mean, you can't see the improvements. I think his heading's gone up by 1 because it used to be 7. But his pace is still the same. All these stats are all the same. The balance is only 2, which is a bit poor. But that was an indifferent game, really. I mean, obviously, when you're doing these, you like to see goals, so you can show off. Well, so it's like a good game. But that was quite a tight contest. We hit the post. You know, we nearly scored. But yeah, we'll just see who we've got next. Man United beat the Leeds, which is not good. They've been doing quite well as well, to be fair. But I say quite well. They're probably in the bottom 3 again now. We are in January, so this is going to be transfer time. So hopefully when you join us next time, it's going to be like a full thing full of transfers. Yeah, as you can see, Leeds are actually now in the bottom 3. Aston Villa were bottom. They sacked Tim Sherwood, and since then they've won 3 games. But yeah, they went as high as 14th at one point, the Leeds. And they've still got some of the original players. We've got Micah Richards, of course. Neil Redfern's still the manager. Even though nowadays it is, what's his face? Huey Rosley. But, look at it here, so we've got 2 draws in a row, which is a bit of a shame. But, as you can see, we've been doing quite well. The next game I'm probably going to live com is probably going to be the Cheltenham game. Because they beat us last time. It's a bit of a grudge match. They beat us here at home, 2-1. We were doing quite well. We started off brightly. After that game, we went ages without losing, but then we got trounced by Kidderminster and beat with 9 men against Boreham Wood. But we're still there. There's not that many games to go. Do Cheltenham next. Hopefully you'll join us for that. And until next time, I will see you then. Bye bye.